This week on Phone a Friend, breaking news in the world of penis. I know what my audience wants, okay? A celebrity bridezilla is suing her wedding planners, and I'll be the judge. Plus, there's a hot wiggle. So naturally, I tracked him down in Australia, called him up, and asked hard-hitting questions about being hot.
You know, I didn't even know what thirsty meant until there was all these headlines and I had to ask them what it meant.
Let's do this before my kids walk in.
Girl, let's phone a friend with Jessi.
Hello. Welcome to Phone a Friend. I'm Jessi Cruikshank. I'm so happy you're here. How are you doing? How was your week? How was your long weekend? Mine was long. I know I'm supposed to say, like, it was amazing. It was family day. No, when you have kids, sometimes it doesn't feel like a 5-day work week. It feels like a 5-day work weekend. Like, I actually look forward to Monday mornings when I can drop my kids off at school and daycare and do my job, which feels like a vacation by comparison. You know what I mean? Like, please tell me if you feel the same way. This weekend was eventful in my household because my 5-year-old son, Dre, lost his first tooth. Air horn sound effect. Can I just ask this question? I mean, I might sound like a dummy, but do all kids lose their teeth at 5? Like, he's 5.5. I honestly was not prepared. I thought kids lose their teeth at like 8. I don't know what he kept telling me my tooth is wiggly, and I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't think this was a thing that I would encounter until he was at least 7. Sorry, this is my first time. Anyway, he wasn't lying. He did lose the tooth on the weekend. And suddenly I panic. I'm like, what's the 2023 tooth protocol? Do we still give cash? Like, what is the going rate with inflation? Does the tooth fairy leave a note? Like, I don't know how it works. And so when we told Dre he was going to get cash under his pillow, he literally was like, what? I don't want that. And I was like, you don't want this cold, hard cash? He was like, no, what is that? And I realize now that, like, kids don't value cash like we did, right? Like, when we were kids, we watched our parents buy things with cash and take cash out of their 90s wallets. We would watch our parents pay for things with change, with pennies. But now, I don't think my son has ever seen me use cash. He's like, can you Venmo me? Like, can the tooth fairy, like, does she use crypto? I mean, it's a different time. So he has no interest in the cash, and Evan says we should just give him a toy. Like, he'd like that better, like a minifigure under his pillow. I think this is a terrible precedent. First of all, it is a historic tradition that the tooth fairy leaves money. Second, what are we going to give him? 18 toys every time he loses his... Actually, I really don't know how many teeth people have. Jason, how many teeth do people have?
Hi, let me just Google this.
So it's a bad precedent. You can't leave a toy every single time the kid loses a tooth. And then you have to do it for both brothers. It's double the toys. We're looking at 40 toys?
32.
32 teeth per person?
Total. Adults have 32.
No, stop. Adults have 32 teeth?
28 to 32.
Depends on what part of the country you live in.
I guess so.
If you're a British citizen, you probably have 28. Sorry. Okay, 32 teeth. Like, listen, hard math. That's 64 toys I'm leaving under pillows over the course of my children's lifetime? Absolutely not. But Evan, he's like the dad that likes to get toys. So he feels that the first tooth should be special. He goes out, he gets a Lego minifigure in like a little crunchy bag. And we have to get one for Rio too, because he tells us he deserves something from the tooth fairy for supporting his brother through the loss of his tooth. So finally, the boys are asleep. We have 2 minifigures in little bags. We decide to give Dre $5. I don't know if that's too much. I mean, I'm completely lost here. Somebody send me a DM. Tell me what the going rate is. So we have $5 and a minifig. We decide I'm going to be the one to go in and put it under the pillow. So I go into their little room. They're breathing peacefully. And I just start to panic. Like, I don't think I've ever felt more nervous about anything in my life, because in that moment I realized this tooth fairy tradition is insane. Who thought it was a good idea to do this? Like, it's one thing to put your kids to bed and then go downstairs and put presents under the tree and, like, you know, pretend someone else did it. And that's like a lie that I can execute. How am I supposed to put something under the pillow of a sleeping child? That is impossible. And I realized in the moment, like, the stakes have never been higher. If you screw it up, if you wake them up, you are literally ruining their childhood. You are desecrating the myth of the tooth fairy in that child's life for eternity. So I'm standing there. I literally must have been in the room for like 8 minutes. At one point, Rio rolled over and was like readjusting, and I froze. I didn't move for at least 4 minutes. I'm like, felt like it was like 0 dark 30 in there. I'm like, know what those guys went through when they were going to get Osama bin Laden. Like, the pressure was intense. So I finally execute the mission. I get their little minifigs and the $5 under the pillow. They wake up at 5:30 a.m., obviously, jump on our beds, love the minifigs, but I did find the $5 cash on the bathroom floor later that morning. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about the cash. Children today do not understand the value of cash. And so I think I'm just, screwed for like the next 32 teeth, 64 teeth. I got to figure something out. I'm accepting all tooth fairy hacks, tips anyone wants to give me. Please fill my voicemail box with tooth fairy tips and my DMs. Go, please. I really need help. Okay, let's get to some news that doesn't come from my children's mouth. It's been a week.
It's been a week. Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of drama to talk about. We have Beckham wedding drama. We have Tiger Woods drama. We have small penis drama. So I thought we need to kick things off with something high energy, fun, hip, cool. Why not a funky rap by Oscar winner Ariana DeBose?
Day mama, I'm so fond. Anna girl, you were great and blonde. Danielle D, you broke my heart. Michelle, I've loved you from the start. Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola Davis, my woman king. Blanche Kate, you're a genius. And Jamie Lee, you are all of us.
I'm so sorry. I can't get enough. So if you missed it, Ariana DeBose, she won Best Supporting Actress last year for West Side Story. She's like originally a Broadway actress. She kicked off the BAFTA Awards with a musical number that featured that rap. And my entire feed every day since has just been, Angela Bassett did the thing. I can't stop thinking about it. Angela, and just for a visual, since I don't, know if anyone watches the BAFTAs, she's dancing in the aisles and she is giving 110% and she is rapping and they are cutting to the nominees she's singing about and they're all like embarrassed and confused. It was not like a raucous, crowd. Everyone is just kind of, no one knows what to do. It's a tough watch because Ariana is leaving it all out there. Blood, sweat, tears. She's dropping rhymes, verses. Like, it's tough. It's a tough watch. It didn't land. But people were so mean about it. They were so cruel about this rap. She deleted her Twitter because she couldn't take the negativity. And I just want to say, Ariana, because I know you're listening to this show, I'm so glad that you did that. And a round of applause to the BAFTAs, please, for having the balls to have a young woman of color opening their show with energy, with personality. Like, I don't need another white man in a suit at an award show. I think Ariana DeBose is the energy we all need. We just don't know we need it. Anyway, Angela Bassett did the thing. But really, let's be honest, Ariana DeBose did the thing. Jason didn't even know who she was before this. So, Jason,
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just, I don't know if you're qualified to produce this show.
No.
Look into it. Ariana DeBose.
Angela Bassett did the thing.
In breaking genitalia news, penis size is on the rise. That rhymed. Penis size is on the rise. Should I write a children's book? Okay, some very lucky researchers recently found that there's been a 24% increase in the average erect penis length. Okay, so that's no pun intended, that's huge. From 1992 to 2021, the average length of an erect penis went from 4.8 inches to 6 inches. So the scientists looked at the measurements of 55,761 erect penises And all I can think is like, who's managing the Excel spreadsheet? Whose job is that? The scientists don't know why erect penises are getting longer, but they have suggested that a, quote, sedentary lifestyle could be leading to hormonal changes that increase penis length. I feel like this is not something that we should be announcing to the men of the world. Guys, just sit around, eat shit, do nothing, and watch your penis grow. That's not something I want men to know. These scientists say they're, quote, concerned about the rapid growth. Like the penis sizes have increased so much, it could apparently affect reproductive systems. But here's what I would like to know. Are these scientists physically measuring the penises themselves? Are they going like door to door with a little measuring tape like the Duke and Cinderella, just like no penis left unturned? Whip it out? Let me get a little tape measure? Or are the men submitting their own measurements? Because if that's what's happening, you know these statistics are absolutely not accurate. These men are 100% inflating their own numbers, and science has nothing to worry about. Angela Bassett did the thing. In more reproductive news, drum roll please. A new male contraceptive drug has been developed. Guys, a male birth control pill is happening. So here's how it works. The man takes this pill, and 30 minutes to an hour after taking it, the pill temporarily stops the sperm in its tracks. The man's sperm is like frozen, immobile, dormant. It's like the men whose penises are getting longer from doing nothing all day. So the sperm can't make it far enough to reach an egg, and no pregnancy can happen. So far, it's only been tested on mice, but it worked. Okay? None of the little mice are out here getting knocked up. The researchers are now trying it on rabbits, and they aim to start human trials in 2 to 3 years. I'm just going to say I'm not going to be the one to do the human trial. Okay, I'm all for the technology. There's not going to go, oh, we could try this drug and we may or may not get pregnant. Let's do it. No, thank you. But let's find some humans who are willing to try it because we need this to work. I mean, just hearing it, isn't this arousing? Like my penis is at least 6 inches just hearing this. The idea that one day women will be able to say, honey, did you take your pill? Did you go to the doctor to refill your prescription? Honey, you got to stay on top of that, okay? I'm not out here trying to get pregnant. That's my dream. You're not going to want to shut down those Planned Parenthood clinics anymore, boys. Not when it's your pills they've got, you know? So there you go. Bigger penises and male birth control. It's about to be sexual prime time for women. Just as I'm in my sexual no time. Angela Bassett did the thing. Speaking of sorry, I'm going to do that for the entire episode. Does that work for everyone? I hope so. Speaking of out of control penises, Tiger Woods was playing in a tournament last week. Yes, I'm giving you golf news, okay? Stay with me. And when he hit his ball further than another golfer, it was a guy named Justin Thomas, Tiger Woods walks over to him and hands him a tampon. So as to imply, I outdrove you because you hit like a girl. This is on camera during the nationally televised golf tournament. Granted, Tiger tried to be subtle and pass the tampon to him so nobody would see it, but Justin Thomas reacts like you would expect another mature man to react. He does like a, ugh, gross, and throws the tampon on the golf course. Again, 2 very successful, fully grown men. When I asked my husband, Evan, did you see this thing? He likes golf. He said, yeah, it's literally been sent to me on every text chain I'm on. I was like, ugh, because people are angry at the blatant sexism. He was like, no, because everyone thinks it's hilarious. I know. I was mad too. So the Tiger tampon has been very polarizing. On the one hand, there are people who are horrified by what is clearly a misogynistic, damaging joke. On the other hand, there are people, mostly men, on my husband's text chains who are sending these memes and these pictures of Tiger with the tampon saying legend, icon, hilarious. My problem with that is it's not hilarious. It's just like a terrible joke. This is a joke that is kind of funny when a 12-year-old boy does it to another 12-year-old boy in the locker room in elementary school in 1999, sort of lands. Now In 2023, when female athletes are getting more shine than ever in all sports, when the number of female golfers right now is at an all-time high, it's like not a joke that works in 2023. I have notes on the joke, Tiger. Also, it's basically prop comedy. So Tiger Woods, the greatest golfer of all time. Think about this. He had to acquire a tampon. It looks like one from a vending machine. You know, it has like the cardboard Tampax wrap around it. So he has to go into a woman's washroom. He has to have a little coin. He has to pay for the tampon, twist the tampon, take the tampon, put it in his pocket, and then carry it around for 8 holes of golf until he can finally spontaneously whip it out for this hilarious joke on the 9th hole. And he's the one you're calling a woman? You just played 8 holes of golf in a televised tournament with a tampon in your pocket, bruh. He apologized the next day, which I honestly don't think was necessary. I don't think making people apologize is ever going to change anything. But here is his full/half apology.
It was supposed to be, all fun and games, but obviously it hasn't turned out that way. And if I had offended anybody, it was not the case. It was just friends having fun. And as I said, if I offended anybody in any way, shape, or form, I'm sorry. It was not intended to be that way. It's just, we play pranks on one another all the time. And virally, I think this did not come across that way. But between us, it's different.
Between us, it was different. I don't know, was it? I feel like we know what it was between you. I don't think we missed the nuance of the joke that only exists between the two of you. I think we get it. Evan has a theory that a lot of pro athletes kind of stop developing as people when they go pro. So Tiger played his first professional tournament at 16 years old. So maybe that is like where his social, emotional, human development leveled out. And he's just always going to have the sense of humor of a teenager. Not an excuse. It's just a theory. Also, remember the time he was having affairs with hella porn stars? What a time. Tiger Woods did the thing. What's next? Oh, wait. I'm sorry, everybody. My son, Rio, just walked into my recording sessions. Perfect timing. Hi, Rio. He wants to share a joke with us. Okay, just talk into this microphone.
Hey, what time do people get hurt mostly at?
I don't know. When?
Fall. Like when you're falling and this time fall.
Good one, Rio.
It's a joke.
That's a great joke. I love a joke that has to be explained. It's the best kind. Honestly, that was funnier than Tiger Woods' joke. So let's give credit where credit is due. Moving on. If you find comfort knowing billionaires have problems too, this story is for you. So, Brooklyn Beckham, who is the son of David and Victoria Beckham, and actress Nicola Peltz, who's the daughter of a billionaire investor, recently got married, which is, sweet. Love a riches to riches story. I follow Brooklyn Beckham on Instagram. I don't know why. I've been following him for years. I follow like 10 celebrities on Instagram. Not very many. It's like Kim Kardashian, Fred Van Fleet, and Brooklyn Beckham. It's a wild assortment on my gram. I really am open to suggestions though. Like if anybody wants to tell me who I should be following, I'll do it. Instagram recently harassed me with Ethan Hawke. It was like every day I was like, suggested for you. So finally I followed him and it's really just pictures of him looking out windows. Like it's not giving anything. I have yet to follow a straight white man on Instagram who does it properly, but we can talk about that another time. I follow Brooklyn on Instagram. And he seems really, truly, madly, deeply in love with this gorgeous blonde billionaire. He found it in his heart to love her. So I've been following their sweet love story. They announced their engagement. They have this beautiful wedding published in Vogue. And then they follow it up this week with an embarrassingly public lawsuit against the wedding planners. Just a tale as old as time, First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a lawsuit against the help. Just to set the scene, this is a massive wedding. More than 500 guests come to this thing. Gordon Ramsay, Eva Longoria, Spice Girls. You got Mel B, Mel C, all these famous soccer players, politicians. Huge wedding. It happened in April. So the father of the bride, he's this billionaire Nelson Peltz. He just filed a lawsuit against two of the wedding planners. He wants his $159,000 deposit back. He claims they couldn't do their job, which resulted in them getting fired from the wedding, which cost $3 million. The wedding planners filed a counterclaim asking for $50,000 in damages. They said the bride's family was making difficult demands on short notice and communicating poorly. So all the details and the text messages have been made public. And as someone who did not have a $3 million wedding, I feel qualified enough to reach a verdict for them right here, right now. Let's keep it out of court. Let's do it on this podcast. This is Judge Jessi. So here's how it's going to work. My producer, Jason, just sent me a few of the claims being made in the suit. I'm going to read them for the first time and react to some of them. And then at the end, after no research or legal expertise, I will decide who is right and who is wrong. I'm just putting on my little doily so you have a visual. Claim number 1. The planners claimed that the bride was too busy to speak on the phone and would only send misspelled text messages. Oh, the shade. She refused to log into the RSVP app and demanded guest list updates via text, not Google Docs. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I don't love an Excel spreadsheet. And if anyone sends me something in Dropbox, I have to ask them to resend it to a Google Drive. I'm particular about my technology. But I'm not out here asking for text messages. That's some Gen Z shit right there. I don't know. I'm siding on the side of the planners for claim number 1. Okay, claim number 2. Nicola complains the flowers are not white enough and looked cream. Listen, she wanted white flowers. Actually, I feel like I accept this complaint. As a bride, you should get the color of flowers that you want. And if the flowers were not white enough, then, that's an acceptable complaint. I file on the side of the plaintiff. I don't know who's what. Claim number 3. The wedding planners were asked to hide any issues or mistakes from Victoria Beckham. Is that true? Oh my God, I love that. I mean, this is incredible. That I would too. Victoria Beckham is terrifying. You think they want her to know that they brought some cream-ass flowers when they were supposed to be white? No. All right, claim number 4. They say they were asked to keep certain items in the budget hidden from the father, like the $100,000 the bride spent on hair and makeup. Is that for real? $100,000 on hair and makeup? I'm sorry, what? How? How do you spend $100,000 on hair and makeup? At that price, I hope you're walking down with a whole new face. Just a whole new head of hair? What? No, that is insane. Okay, claim number 5. The lawsuit alleges that one of the wedding planners told the bride that she needed a tequila because her, quote, head was about to explode. That's fair. I'm on claim number 5 and my head's about to explode. I'm going to sip a tequila right now. That's fine. You're allowed to say that. I mean, you can't sue someone for needing tequila because your flowers aren't white enough. Claim number 6, the couple planned to serve guests burgers named Brooklyn and Nicola. The Nicola burger would be wrapped in a low-calorie lettuce leaf rather than a bun. Oh, guys, that's just funny. I mean, okay, at our wedding we had, this is going to be a low-key brag, actually a high-key brag. At our wedding, we had these little chicken and waffle appetizers that were very hot. And I remember Evan and I are getting our pictures taken during the cocktail hour, and our wedding planner runs to us and she goes, just so you know, we're out of chicken and waffle. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And she says to me, there's this man that keeps standing by the kitchen door and he's eating them all. And I was like, oh. And so I look over, and ladies and gentlemen, it's Ben Mulrooney. Which is my brag. Ben Mulrooney was at my wedding, and he was standing by the kitchen door intercepting the hors d'oeuvres and eating all the chicken and waffles. And when I asked him about it later, he was like, Jessi, those were the best chicken and waffles I've ever had at a best wedding food, period. So the caterers should be flattered, frankly.
That is such a move
What?
to stand by the door.
Oh my God, right? Isn't it? Who has not stood, like you taste a fire ass hors d'oeuvre, you get your ass by the kitchen door so that you can be there to intercept. Because there's nothing worse than like you're having a conversation, but you're eyeing the server as they're walking around. You're eyeing your little chicken and waffle and then it's gone. I mean, no, you got to get on that. Jason, you stand by the door?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like there's no shame.
Yeah.
There is no shame in that. And you have to make friends with the server. You have to be like, make funny small talk so that they'll always come and deliver the goods, you know?
Well, and they walk around with 10 small chicken and waffles, so by the time they walk 5 feet, they're gone.
Absolutely.
You need to get at the front of the line.
No, it's an Olympic sport. Let's quote me on that. Appetizers are an Olympic sport. And Ben Mulrooney is the gold medalist, at my wedding at least. Let's move on. Claim number 7. The billionaire father wanted to cancel the wedding and allegedly called it a shit show, but his wife begged him not to as it would, quote, destroy Nicola's career. Why are we putting this out there? Why? You knew when you filed this lawsuit that all this would come out. This is crazy. Finally, claim number 8. A text exchange reveals the bride's mother asked, "Did Megan get an invite?" To which Nicola, the bride, responds, "Who's Megan?" To which the mother replies, "And Harry." Oh my God. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Is this true? Literally, instead of writing back Markle, she wrote "and Harry," as if Megan's last name is Megan and Harry. It really is. I love this woman. It is. I mean, she's no longer Meghan Markle. She's Megan and Harry. Oh my God, that's so good. All right, the time has come for I, Judge Jessi, to reach my final verdict in the case of Nicola Beckham Peltz and Brooklyn Beckham Peltz. Yes, he took her last name. Of course he did. I declare justice for the wedding planners. The courtroom is going crazy. Here's my closing argument, which is definitely not something a judge does, but stick with me. First of all, you are billionaires who planned a $3 million wedding, and you're suing these working class people for $159,000? You spent $100,000 on makeup. Like, $159,000 is nothing to you. Why drag these people in their business for that petty amount? Plus, I just don't know why you would file a lawsuit knowing that all these details are going to go public. That's what's going to destroy Nicola's career, honey, knowing she spelled witch wrong. Just every text message, WICH. Okay. Angela Bassett did the thing, and now that I'm all worked up, it's time for my favorite segment, called Calling All Thirsty Moms.
Calling all thirsty moms.
By now you must know that there is a hot wiggle, as in a hot member of the Australian children's entertainment group, The Wiggles. So I saw headlines a few weeks ago that the Purple Wiggle was, to quote People magazine, a thirsty mom fave. And I thought, listen, People magazine, I am the global ambassador for thirsty moms. I will tell you if this wiggle is hot. And after an extensive Google search of hot wiggle, I can officially confirm the Purple Wiggle is smoking hot. He is ripped, he is tanned, he is tattooed, he is Australian. He has underwear shots on the internet. Like, I have seen his pelvic bone from all angles. I saw one picture that may or may not have been with his wife, but I didn't click because he had a shirt on in that one. He has all these TikTok videos in little short shorts and a tight tank top. I mean, he is fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. And he has blown up into this global viral sensation. His videos have over 12 million views. I posted a video about him that now has almost 1 million views. Like, moms worldwide can't get enough of the Purple Wiggle. And I am not ashamed to say, I am one of those moms. I now follow the Purple Wiggle, okay? It's like Fred Van Fleet, Brooklyn Beckham, and the Purple Wiggle. His songs are on my kids' playlists. I show them his videos on YouTube. I have so much Purple Wiggle in my life. But I need more. I can't just watch him and listen to him and Google him extensively in the middle of the night. I need to phone him. It's time to phone a friend.
Girl, let's phone a friend
Okay, I'm calling John Pierce, the Purple Wiggle, who's currently in Australia. I wouldn't pay long distance charges for just anyone. I have strict policies on this podcast. They have to be hot. I'm actually like nervous. I feel like I'm calling my crush, which I am.
Hello,
Hello?
Jessi. How you doing?
Oh my God, I'm good. I don't know can I call you Hot Wiggle or should we go with John?
You can call me whatever you like, but John's great.
Okay. I have been calling you the Hot Wiggle for like approximately 3 weeks, but I can go with John. Or they do call you Big Strong John, so we could go with that.
Yeah, Big Strong John works. That works.
Good. That works for me too. Okay, hi Big Strong John. So I don't know if you know, I am a very thirsty mom who has been thirsting after you for quite some time. I posted a video on the internet. I definitely tagged you. I'm not sure if you saw it.
You know what? Anthony Wiggle, so one of the other Wiggles founding member, he actually shared it, and that's how I came across that video.
Oh.
Very, very creative video, I have to say.
Thank you. Okay, I love Anthony for that. So you are a Wiggle from Down Under who has been making moms feel a wiggle down under ever since joining the group. For our non-mom listeners, can you explain what a Wiggle is?
So Wiggles they're a band for children. So dressed in different colors, famous for their skivvies. So red, yellow, purple, and I just nearly forgot the colors: red, blue, yellow, purple. So
I think you get fired immediately if you forget the 4 colors. That's
all I know is I'm wearing purple.
You are.
So that's it. 4 colors in the skivvies that make music for children around the world.
Did you say skivvies?
Skivvies, yeah.
Is that?
They're the skivvies.
Oh, your shirt.
Yeah, so these started off as skivvies. So they've been around for 30 years. And they started off as just skivvies from the local shop. So, and now they've evolved to these nice material, breathable, shiny looking costumes.
I mean, I thought skivvies was another word for underpants. Is that not the case?
Oh, no, in Australia, yeah, the skivvies I think you call them turtlenecks. Are they turtlenecks?
Yes, it's like a mock neck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a variation of a turtleneck.
Okay,
we call them skivvies.
For everybody listening, he's not wearing his skivvies as in his underpants. He is wearing his purple mock neck Wiggles attire for me today. And John, I thank you for blessing me with this visual. It's a visual gift. So I'm curious, like, who is the Wiggles' nemesis? What is the biggest competition? Is it the Teletubbies?
Yeah, I guess, like, anything in children's entertainment, but, in my eyes, the Wiggles are the OGs of children's music. And like everyone knows the Wiggles. I grew up with the Wiggles myself. I think I'm the same age as the Wiggles. So they were part of my childhood. So in my eyes, there is no competition.
Oh, my God. That's beautiful, Big Strong John. I am obviously familiar with the Wiggles because my children are obsessed. You joined the Wiggles in 2021, but Thirsty Moms only recently discovered you on TikTok. Was there one video that sort of really blew up?
Yeah, I did a funny video about the Zoolander trend that I bumped into myself. So I played my Wiggle self, Big Strong John at home, and my day-to-day self, and just having that clash of 2 people in the same video.
The real life you bumps into the Wiggles you, but the real life you is tattooed in a little tank top and little short shorts. And that really exploded.
In Australia, it's very humid weather, so I dress accordingly.
Yes. I mean, really, that was like what people went crazy for, right?
Yeah, and then, my intention wasn't to do it deliberately. That's what I wore that day. And
of course it was.
It's something I do.
And you didn't even think about it. You were just wearing your small white skivvy that day. Your tattoos were out, your biceps were out, and bang, you posted it on TikTok and it exploded.
Yeah.
So when you perform live now, who screams louder, the kids or the moms?
The children always scream louder.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the upcoming shows might be a bit different, but the children have a great time.
Well, I haven't been in the audience yet, so just wait for that. So you seem so sweet and modest, John. I want to know, do you read the comments that you get on TikTok, on Twitter?
I try not to get too involved with the conversations online, but I couldn't help but have to read it with the amount of interviews and chats I've had about it. So And me and my wife, we have a good laugh reading through it.
I was just going to pretend you didn't say the "and my wife" part. Go on.
She's going to cut that out of the podcast. So we have a lot of fun, and I don't usually try to read too much into comments, but I couldn't help it this time. And a lot of creative minds out there, I've got to say.
Well, absolutely. A lot of creative people that I thought,
one of them.
well, thank you. I thought there was a lot of fans who seem to be trying to reach you, and I don't want them to go unnoticed. So I thought I would help them out, John. I'm going to read off a few tweets to you from the fans, and I just want you to give us a quick response. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. At Trend to Nowhere says, new goal is to F the purple wiggle.
You can find me in Australia. Is that what they're talking about?
No, I don't think that's the F word they mean.
Right.
At Mullen Ray says, that purple wiggle got me singing hot potato like I'm in church.
Wow.
He's really blushing. The purple wiggle is becoming the red wiggle quickly. At Damn It, Elisa says, why is the purple wiggle so fine? I think I'm in heat. Someone put me down. It's getting dangerous out here.
Wow, that almost sounds like a fan fiction story. Where you get started. Wow.
Oh my God, John, someone is definitely writing fan fiction about you. Just a heads up.
You think?
This one, I have a question for you. Canberra James, which sounds very Australian. The purple wiggle is bang tidy, though.
Bang tidy?
What does that
mean? What does that even mean?
Oh, I thought you would know.
Bang tidy? No. I didn't even know what thirsty meant until there was all these headlines and I had to ask them what it meant.
Stop.
I just wrote a song with drinking water. So I thought maybe... that's the next release for Big Strong John to get that out there, and it might resonate quite well.
John, you really didn't know what thirsty meant? Well, what did you find out? Tell me what it means.
It just means there's a lot of people out there a bit dehydrated and they've got to increase their water intake.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're really helping to quench that thirst, John, in that purple skivvy. The skivvy is really working to quench us. At Kiyomi Hub says, the new tatted up purple wiggle needs to make an OnlyFans.
Wow. You know what? I have an identical twin brother, and that might be a job for him to look after, but he can't say he's a wiggle. So you guys can have it.
We've been talking for 9 minutes, and you didn't tell me you had an identical twin brother?
I thought, that the amount of creative people out there, I thought it wouldn't take long. But yeah, I do have an identical twin brother, yeah. He's not a wiggle. We were in the same music group together, just as crew. Leading up to the Wiggles.
John, did you know that I have identical twin boys?
Do you?
I do.
Wow.
And now that I know that they could grow up to become the hot wiggle, I'm going to really start trying to parent them. I'm going to start putting some effort in. Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh
twins,
my God.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation. Maybe we can talk to you about being an identical twin another time. And you can bring in your brother and we can just all sit in our skivvies and chat.
Sounds great.
So let's get down to it, John. You have tattoo sleeves, you have ear piercings, you have biceps, abs. These are things that most children's entertainers don't have. Did that come up in your audition?
No, it didn't. But, I've been myself this whole time, and I think society's changing this day and age, and that, things are becoming more acceptable. And I think if I was tatted up with 2 ear piercings 15 years ago, things would be a totally different story. And I think, this day and age, it's all about acceptance and being yourself. And I think that's super important. And I think that's what's blowing people's minds. The traditional kids entertainer should be like this. And for myself, like I'm a great guy. I try to be myself, and I'm not anything else. I do if I'm walking on the street and I dress how I normally would on the weekend. No one would think I'm a kids entertainer, and I think that's what the contrast is, and I think that's great.
It's so true. And you did become a wiggle when the group expanded from 4 to 8, right? And I know that happened in 2021 when the group wanted to sort of represent more diversity and equality.
That's right. Yeah.
Are you representing the incredibly ripped and hot?
You can look at it that way. The tattoo community and the fitness community.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, I'm half Filipino, and, I grew up with not much and being a shy kid. And I think there's a lot of my personality that young kids can really see themselves in. And I think that's important for children to represent and see themselves on screen.
John, I loved you before we chatted, and now I'm falling even more deeply in love with you. This is actually going to become a problem for us. No, really, you're so sweet. I want to know, though, from the Wiggles perspective, I Googled you multiple times for my kids. Obviously, I'm just getting information for the children.
Yep, right.
Every time I do, there are photos of you posing rather sensually in your underpants, which is, I'd be clear, not a problem for me. But was it a problem at all for the Wiggles, for this historic organization?
Yeah, I did think it would be a factor, but like the shirtless pictures that you see, like I was on Ninja Warrior Australia, and that was on the first season representing Justice Crew, which is my previous group. And we did a little appearance on there. And a lot of those photos reappear. And, back then it's not like I was aiming to become a Wiggle, and you just don't think it was on your plans, for 2021 especially. And it was just something that happened, and the universe aligned my paths with the brand. And I think it just happened. And it's just not something, when you say there's shirtless photos of me, it's like me at the beach, or, I did put an underwear line out for fun a few years ago, and it was just something that I was trial and erroring. And, and I think at the time it was just going with it. And there's nothing really that's really out there. If it was, I just try to look after myself and I just go with it, follow the universe path.
I think this title of this episode is, what did you say? I didn't know I was going to become a Wiggle.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
You had no idea. That wasn't that's incredible. I also think that it's just very Australian because, if a picture of Blippi in his underwear surfaced, Americans would go crazy and he would be canceled. But Australians are like, go on, mate, get in your skivvies,
I thought I did read something about Blippi something resurfacing.
Well, now I know what I'm Googling after this.
I'm not too sure. But yeah, everything that does resurface in the past, it's all just me being myself. And I don't think there's anything out there that's not acceptable these days. If it's just me being myself at the beach, looking after my health and fitness, and so be it.
Absolutely not. You don't become big, strong John overnight, people.
Yeah, I look bigger on TV.
Are there any rules, like with the great privilege of donning that iconic purple skivvy, there must come great responsibility. What can and can you not do when you're a Wiggle?
Well, yeah, 100%. And once you're in the public eye and you're representing such an iconic brand, and it's a children's entertainment act, and you got to be yourself, but you got to be careful. And there's things that I wouldn't do anyway. That I am being myself. I'm not changing my lifestyle or changing myself. And I think, you just got to be careful who you're around. There are people out there looking to bring you down in any way and trying to make you out to be something you're not.
I mean, I heard a story once when I was a little kid about another girl. We were at the Children's Festival in Vancouver where I grew up, and a little girl who was there told me that she saw Raffi backstage spit out a cigarette. And I've never to this day forgotten. Like, I'll be playing Baby Beluga for my kids, and I'm like, that guy spat a cigarette out at a little kid. Allegedly.
100%, yeah. It does ruin it for you. And you think, you got to be a role model, especially to children. And if you don't want your children to be doing that, you're not going to really be watching this show.
It's true.
Good to see you. Are you ready for a song? I wear purple and my name is John. I love to work out all day long, singing this song while I'm getting strong. Ooh, ah.
You are Big Strong John. You sing about being healthy, working out all day long.
Yep.
Do you contractually have to stay ripped?
You know what? I think having a name Big Strong John, now I have to maintain a physical fit appearance. And you could still be strong and not be ripped. Like, powerlifters, if you look at their body shape, strongest people in the world, arm wrestlers, they're quite big. With no abs, so
right.
I think I'm pretty safe here.
Okay. So you're saying if you let it all go, you could just take another angle, take another approach.
The weights I hold in the show, they're between 50 to 100 grams. So as long as I can lift those weights,
you're okay. You're okay. Anthony Field, the founder of the Wiggles, was once named sexiest man in Australia.
Correct.
What do you think your prospects are to earn that title?
You know what? Like I didn't really know about this until this all kind of resurfaced, and had conversations. But Anthony had the same kind of reputation, and there's photos of Anthony out there with a six-pack hanging out, and he was on Clear Bachelor, and
God, I have so many things to Google after this. Okay,
and I think it's just I don't know if you can take that title, Anthony Field, the founder of the Wiggles. It's on its own level, and I can't ever compete with that. And I can try to get an 8-pack and try to do 50,000 push-ups, but I don't think you'll outshine the OG.
Okay, so you're not actively hunting for the title of sexiest man in Australia.
No, not really. It's not my ambition.
Okay, because screw those Hemsworths. I think you have a good chance.
Oh, thanks, Jessi.
You're welcome. You got my vote. Can I vote in the Australian sexiest man? No? Okay.
I think you can. I don't think it's a real thing anymore.
Okay.
But you'll vote anyway.
It counts. Is there any jealousy in the group? Like, you have truly blown up. Is the red Wiggle seething at your sudden stardom?
No, I think, I don't really know. I should ask them. No, I think it's a good dynamic in the group, and everyone's really supportive of each other. I love the team culture here, and it's it's a really great place to work and perform, being on the road 24/7, you're around each other. You got to be able to get along. And I think, jealousy, I don't think that it exists in Wiggletown and Wiggly World.
In Wiggletown? Is that what you call it?
Wiggletown.
You're in Wiggletown? Oh my
it's another
God.
world.
I'm in Los Angeles and you're in Wiggletown. Ugh.
Wiggletown.
Won't you take me to Wiggletown?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wait, John, I'm like, it's truly, you're such a sweetheart and an angel. I don't mean to bring this up, but there has been some Wiggles drama in the past.
Right.
2 of the Wiggles were married and then they got divorced. And then the yellow Wiggle moved on with a Wiggle banjo player. And then the purple Wiggle hooked up with a Wiggles dancer. Is that correct?
Yes, she danced with us.
The red Wiggle married Dorothy the dinosaur.
Did he?
The actual woman. Yes. Yes.
Red Wiggle. This is OG Red Wiggle?
Yes, OG Red. Yes, OG Red Wiggle married Dorothy the dinosaur, like the woman who danced in the plush costume. Yes.
Yeah. So I think in Wiggletown,
tell me what goes on.
It's like a family. It's kind of like a small kind of niche kind of business here, and I think they're not. It's not like they go and dance and they date each other or whatever. They end up meeting because it's a great community here, and it's a great workplace, and then you meet nice people. You spend a lot of time together, and I think it just happens organically. And I didn't really realize Loz, which is Simon's wife now. She was Dorothy the dinosaur. I don't really look into it too much.
She was Dorothy
a
the
lot
dinosaur.
about the Wiggly history.
I've done a deep dive on the Wiggles, Big Strong John. I'm in.
I'm learning things.
I know. I just want to make sure you're not out here hooking up with, Shirley the unicorn. I don't know. None of that, right? We're all.
Well, that's funny because I'm in Shirley's. So as a dad myself, I'll make a video of myself.
Wait, you're in Shirley? Wait, what did you just say?
No, we jump into characters. Sometimes I'm Henry the Octopus too.
Oh,
so.
you are? You mean you're
Sometimes,
in Shirley the plush costume?
Sometimes.
Oh, God, that's like multifaceted. You do it all.
Yeah. Well, when it's filming, you're not on set. You're just hanging around. You'll be happy to do. Jump into. You might be Wags the dog or Henry the Octopus or something like that.
Absolutely. Okay, got it. I just needed to clarify there. Now, unfortunately, as you did mention earlier, you are happily married. Your wife is coincidentally named.
Just Jessi too.
Jessi.
Great name.
Yeah, it's a great name. I can see why you were attracted to her. What does Jessi think about all this attention? Is she threatened by me, Big Strong John?
She thought she was the only Jessi. She's the only Jessi in my life.
Yeah.
But she's super supportive. She's really great. And she's been my best friend for 11 years. And we've been dating for 11 years, married for 4. And I met her just after high school. So she's been there since day one, and she's super supportive. And having someone like that, on your team and just pushes you and does not put any walls up and just goes with everything. And, she's great. She's an independent woman. She works and she's got her own lifestyle too. So, yeah, I definitely found a 1 in a billion.
Oh, my God. John, you're 1 in a billion. I'm truly, I was like attracted to you before, but now I'm deeply in love with you.
Oh.
Okay, well, the fruit salad is not going to sing about itself, so I know I need to let you go. But before I do, I want to play a quick game of shirt on or shirt off.
Okay.
Because I'm all about hard-hitting journalism here, John. I don't know if you know that about me or this show. It's basically Dateline. I believe it's important for our listeners to know just how often you're shirtless versus clothed in purple polyester. So
awesome.
I'm going to list some common scenarios. You tell me if you do these things with your shirt on or your shirt off. Are you ready?
Okay.
Shirt on or shirt off?
Okay. Walking the dog.
Oh, I don't have a dog. But if I did, I'd wear my skivvy.
Okay, we're changing the game to skivvy on or skivvy off officially, okay? The game is now called skivvy on or skivvy off.
Skivvy on or skivvy off?
Right.
Mowing the lawn.
If it's a hot day, I'd be in a singlet.
I'm sorry, I'm learning all kinds of new things. A singlet?
What do you call it? A tank top?
A tank top.
You call it a tank top?
Yeah, you call it a singlet. It's like that's like a wrestler uniform. A singlet.
It's like the singlet. You have your arms and shoulders out, and you just got your chest and your
Describe
upper
it
body
more
covered.
Slowly, just a little bit slower.
So you've got you got your singlet over your shoulders, and then you've got it's the tank top.
Okay, now we have to change the game again. Skivvy, singlet, or no skivvy?
Skivvy, singlet, or no skivvy?
So you're mowing the lawn in a singlet. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Making dinner.
Making dinner, I would have a shirt on.
Okay, so that's... Why are you changing it again?
Unless it's in summer. Unless it's in summer on the holidays, then maybe I'll be in a singlet or a crop top.
What? Excuse me? We just threw a crop top in the mix? Okay.
I think if this was 10 years ago, I'd be doing everything shirtless. And now it's because I'm subconsciously thinking someone's been taking a photo of me or someone's looking at me.
Oh, you've let it go to your head, Big Strong John. All right, we've now changed the game name 4 times. So the game is now called Skivvy, No Skivvy, Singlet, or Crop Top.
Got it.
Skivvy, no skivvy, singlet, or crop top.
Let's continue. Watching TV.
That shirt off.
Skivvy off.
Sorry, I meant skivvy on.
Ding ding. Wait, what?
I meant, yeah, skivvy up.
Skivvy is on while watching TV. Okay. Working out.
Outdoors, shirt off if I'm doing the bars.
Yeah.
Because so I don't want to get a singlet tan. Sometimes that makes you feel a bit funny. But if I'm in the gym, obviously, you're going to be wearing a shirt.
Okay, so if you're outside, it is skivvy off, singlet off, crop top off.
Yep.
We are shirtless.
Like at the beach.
We are getting him a nice, even Australian tan.
Even glow, that's right. A lot of vitamin D.
Absolutely.
A lot of vitamin D. Yep.
Oh,
absorbed
please.
into the arms. Yep.
A natural purple, if you will. Cleaning out the garage.
Did this the other day, actually, and I had a shirt on.
On?
On.
Oh.
Off?
Did you say...
Is this on?
Yeah,
Are we talking about the microphone? On? Oh.
my God.
Are we on? It's on.
What is happening here? We're going off the rails. Vacuuming.
Vacuuming, skivvy on.
Skivvy on. Okay.
Yep.
I'm already aroused that you're vacuuming, so I'm okay that the skivvy's on. Finally, showering.
Showering. Ooh, okay. Skivvy off. Who showers with...
Well, I wasn't sure.
Skivvy's on.
Listen, John, I've been visualizing a lot. I just wanted to know if I was visualizing correctly. So it is to confirm.
I wear a wetsuit. You know when you go surfing and you have a full wetsuit, head to toe. That's not showering.
Now that you're a children's entertainer, you have to shower with a wetsuit. It's in the contract. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. And that is how you play, ladies and gentlemen. Skivvy on, skivvy off, singlet on, or crop top off. With Big Strong John. It's a catchy name for a game, John, that we came up with together. John. So thank you for that.
Great game.
Big Strong John, the last and most pressing question for me and all my listeners is, where can we get more of you? Where can we follow you, see you live? Yes, please.
Check us out on YouTube and our social media. But we're coming to the US this fall, so we're going to be there. We're coming up and over. Is that what you're saying? We're down under. You're up and over. We're coming to the US.
Up and over is way less sexual. You're coming up and over to Canada too, right?
Yeah, so we're going to be hitting the US and then to Canada. So September to October. So that's fall. Was that fall for you guys?
Yeah, that's Beyonce season for me. So screw those tickets. I'm coming to see the Wiggles.
Oh, come to the Wiggles. 100% fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
You said it, not me, John. You said it. This interview has been fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. I've been thinking it the whole time. Ladies, get your tickets. John, please don't give us Taylor Swift prices. Let us get in. Get in. Go see John live up close. Big Strong John, I don't want this call to end. You have charmed me. You are so lovely, so delightful. What is the Australian term for I love you?
I think it's the same. We're speaking too, right?
All right. It's just in a skivvy. I love you.
In a skivvy.
In a skivvy.
Love you, mate.
Love you, mate. Big Strong John, Purple Wiggle, Hot Wiggle. Thank you so much for talking to me in your skivvy. It's been an absolute joy.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jessi.
Okay. And now go, wiggle on out of here. What is this move called?
You got to have the thumbs up, fingers up, wiggly fingers.
This is called Wiggly Fingers?
Yeah, wiggly fingers.
Listeners, I just want you to know that me and the Hot Wiggle are making eye contact and doing wiggly fingers. All right, that's my cue to hang up. Bye, John.
I'll see ya.
Oh, he made me feel wiggly in more than just my fingers. John Pierce, the Hot Wiggle. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to tell my kids I'm in love. I've fallen for a wiggle. After the break, I'm slipping into my skivvies and listening to your voicemails, which always force me to tell you stories I really shouldn't. That's next.
Commercial break.
We are back, and it's time to check my voicemail.
Check your voicemail.
Okay, I love nothing more than your voicemail messages. They make my day. So call in, ask me a question, say anything that's on your mind. Clog my inbox. I want it stuffed. I'm putting the number in the episode description this week, so call me, okay? Here's today's message.
Hi, Jessi. This is Justin Gerhardt calling. Calling from New York City, but this little girl grew up in Saskatchewan, Canada, middle of nowhere. I just want to shout out your performance, your hosting at the Vancouver Olympics in 2010. When you did the hosting there at the Olympic Village, it was just like there was something that you brought to the hosting that was just like very real and very authentic, and it just resonated with me. I will always remember the 2010 Olympics because you were a part of them. Anyways, love your life, live your life, live your life. I love you. Bye, Jessi.
Did he just say, Justin, did you just say slive your life? Slive your life? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like Paris Hilton's thing. She's trying to invent a word. Yeah.
Oh my God, slive.
Sliving.
Justin just taught me. I'm sliving for you, Justin. Oh, Angela Bassett did the thing. And sliving in one episode, we're learning so much. This is why I love your voicemails, because it's a teachable moment for all of us. I'm sliving for this comment about the Olympics too, Justin, because for the record, you are the only person on planet Earth who actually liked Dan and I at the Olympics. So this is the Olympics 2010, all right? Like Vancouver, this is Canada at our peak. Dan and I are doing the after show, and CTV invites us to be a part of the morning show coverage during the Olympics. Now, we are people who talk professionally about the hills. We know nothing about sports. We have no business being on that broadcast. But they were like, no, you do the human interest things. So literally it would be like hard-hitting reporting on the night's hockey game the night before. And then it would throw to Dan and I in like bobsled costumes. like we're talking about people's outfits. Or I remember we had a segment called Figure Skating Faces where we would just pause figure skaters doing some incredible feat of human leaping, and we would zoom in on their faces because they looked funny. Like we were not what people wanted during that Olympic coverage. And let me tell you, the people told the CTV network executives, there was like, people hated us, Justin. Okay. I have never seen such vitriol. People were like, get these people off the screen. They have no business being there. And we didn't. I mean, at one point we like figure skated in full sateen costumes with Elvis Stoico. We were a mess. So I'm glad that the one little boy growing up in the middle of nowhere appreciated it. We did it for you, Justin. We slived our life for you. And if I can just say this, I was talking to Dan about this last week, actually, because somebody posted a picture of us from that time at the Olympics, and we look like an image that would be on like a donate now infomercial. We are so emaciated. Dan and I both, I think, lost like 20 to 25 pounds covering the Olympic Games because we were doing the morning show. So the show went live from Vancouver across the country at 3 a.m., which meant we had to be in at work at midnight, which means we had to sleep all day. So like we didn't eat. We would sleep all day, get up, go straight to work, figure out what had happened at the Olympics the day before, go on air from 3 to 6, like go home, maybe eat something and then go to bed. Like we were, it is wild. We were absolutely emaciated. So if you want tips on how to lose 25 pounds, cover the Olympic Games at 3 a.m. The other thing that you reminded me of, Justin, that happened at those Olympics is the first ever episode of this morning show. The first time Dan and I were going to appear on this National Olympic morning show was happening after the opening ceremonies. And I had got a prescription from my doctor for Ambien so that I could sleep during the day because I had to totally retrain my body. I had never taken any kind of sleeping pill, nothing. So I have Ambien, which is like a controlled substance, okay? Nobody should take Ambien, especially not like a 27-year-old at the Olympic Games. So I'm in my hotel room. It's the day, like the opening ceremony is about to happen. I'm like, I got to get to sleep. I pop the Ambien and I can feel it works fast. Like I'm dizzy. I gotta get into bed. I close my eyes. I fall asleep. The phone rings. My producer calls and says, Jessi, we have an extra spot to cover the opening ceremony. Can you get there in 30 minutes? I am so high. I can barely understand what she's saying on the phone. The room is swirling. I put clothes on. I go. I get there. And can you imagine going to the opening ceremonies whilst high? There's like laser light shows and KD Lang is singing Hallelujah. It was like the craziest trip. I remember the morning after, someone said to me, you were having a conversation with Wayne Gretzky for a while. And I literally said, I was what? Don't remember. Apparently Wayne Gretzky was seated across from me. Don't remember talking to him. I was high the whole time. And then I made my broadcast debut immediately after. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a little insight into the Olympics for you that clearly made an impact on my friend Justin, who is living his best life in New York City. Justin, thank you for the voicemail. And ladies and gentlemen, but let's be honest, mostly ladies and gay gentlemen who are sliving, that's our show. Oh, what a journey we went on together. Thank you to Big Strong John for just taking my call, honestly, and quenching all of our thirsts. And thanks to all of you for being here. Now I have to go Google Blippi underwear pics. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a great week, everybody. Rio Dre, take it away.
Phone a Friend was created by our mommy, Jessi Cruikshank. The executive producers are Jessi Cruikshank and Jason Yanda. The technical producer is Rob Parrott. The amazing theme song and sexy interludes are by Jay Malinowski from Bedouin Soundclash. Phone a Friend is part of the Acast Creator Network.
Credits are by us, Ray Gatika and Rio Gatika. We're her kids. That's crazy, right? Wow, you're still listening?
Okay, see you next week.